Is not having benefits keeping you from starting your own business? If so, this is the video for you. We're going to talk about who and why people think that and what can you actually do about it. And what is the reality in the world of what benefits are and how you can have those either way. Why I made this video is this is a super common thing. I hear this all the time. People will be in a job and they will say, man, I would love to do what you're doing, but I just can't leave my benefits. I can't leave my 401k. I can't leave my pension. I can't leave my health insurance plan. I could never afford insurance on my own. And this is a thought process that keeps someone from going out and doing their own thing, banking on themselves, betting on themselves, and potentially growing something really, really amazing. And you hear this time and time and time again. If you're watching this video, you have said this or you've heard someone say this because it's just that common. And it kills me every time I hear this. I can't tell you how passionately I say this, that it truly kills me when people say, I can't quit my job because of the benefits. I couldn't go anywhere else without this. Couldn't cover this or that or the other. Because benefits, the reality, the real meat and potatoes of not how we're going to actually do this and create these, but what creates these is benefits are just money. You make money and you buy benefits. The only difference when you're working for someone is you're creating revenue for whatever that establishment is, and they've got benefits set up for you. So you're making them money and then they are buying you benefits. You going out and starting your own business, you can do the exact same thing. You can still have all the benefits. You can still get something built where you can have all of those things. And if you're worried about jump off the cliff and have to immediately, how am I going to know if I'm going to make any money? How would I be able to afford that? You can start something on the side. If you want to have awesome stuff in life, you're going to have to do probably some really hard work, right? For some amount of time. And, if you're geared to be an entrepreneur, you need to just get over it now. If you get the addiction that is the drug of business, that you're just passionate and you love waking up and thinking about how do we solve people's problems? How do we fix problems? How do we make things better? You're hooked, and it's kind of freaking irrelevant anyway. So you're going to be willing to work harder. But if you're willing to bank on yourself, bet on yourself and go try to do this, it doesn't mean you have to just jump out of the plane and hope everything works. I mean, that's going to be a part of it, but you could start a business on the side of you working. When I started my business, I was working 60 hours a week in my day job. And I did my job, my business that I started, the landscaping company, I did on nights and weekends. And I did that for a year before I went out on my own. Now, at that point, did I have enough to cover these things? Yeah, just barely. At least the health insurance part of it to get me going. But it was still a jump out of the plane moment because I really just wanted to take action. I saw the opportunity and I realized that if I wait any longer, it's just gonna be that much longer until the thing gets to where everything is a really, really good point. And that's what happens is everybody that eventually leaves the situation that you might be in right now thinking, I can't leave because of benefits, goes and starts their business. Every owner that ends up doing well, their biggest drawback, their biggest regret was that they didn't do it sooner. It's like the saying of when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, 20 years ago was the best time, but the next best time is today because you can't plant that seed from 20 years ago. You can't go back in time. So today's your next best option. So you can take advantage of this stuff now. Let's get into the actual how of this is done, right? It's very generic to just say, what can you create and how can you go get these benefits and, make money and buy benefits. But for starters, if you're starting out in your business, you can just look at what a health insurance plan for just yourself would cost. And then you've just got to put that off to the side. It's not even about what you make. You've just got to go out and earn that amount of money and start paying for that. And as your company grows and you start having employees, then you can get into things like group healthcare plans. Or health insurance plans. That's what my company has. That's distributed amongst everyone. And now we're one of the companies that's probably causing, unfortunately, some of our people to say, I can't leave this job and go somewhere else because of the benefits. Same thing with investing. If you aren't I'm not giving financial advice here by any means, but if you aren't in a business, or you haven't grown your business to the point of where you would have like a 401k plan for the whole team, you can start putting money in a Roth IRA. It's like an individual retirement plan. There's all these things that you can do that 401k, that pension, those things, like you can just go recreate those things yourself. And a lot of 401ks, you could probably, if you got savvy about investing, there might be other things out there that you would like to do even better than that if you had all the control and it wasn't just what the company offered you, you could do whatever you want. So really, ultimately, this is going to be, the only difference is you're not just getting stuff handed to you and saying, oh yeah, I work here, so I get this benefit. You have to, yes, generate money, just like any business that hands benefits out does. And then you're going to go buy those benefits. And then as you grow, you're going to set up benefits for the rest of your team. And so the 401k, you can create that within your own company. Maybe you're going to realize that you don't really care about that. I would just really like investing, and I'm going to go invest and be a good steward of my own money. And I'm just going to do a lot of stuff outside of that, and just like a standard portfolio or stuff outside of a 401k plan. Now, yes, there's tax advantage to all these different things, and there's all these different ways to set this up, but don't think that you can't have the benefits that you want in you starting a business. You can create all of those things. You can still have all of those things. You can use all the tools that are out there to recreate this stuff and have the stuff almost immediately going into your business. And your opportunity to potentially have more money to invest into those retirement vehicles, to these different things, that's going to go up as you grow a company, because there's going to be a lot more opportunity to then start having people working for you. They're also generating money so you can raise your income. And if you're anything like me, I've raised my income. I realize that I have more money than the average person to put into my investments to grow those. So now I'm wanting to not just be a good steward of my own money, I'm wanting to see all my employees who are still on the come up and they're trying to earn more and more money. I'm wanting to see what are the best vehicles that they can put their money into, what's the best advice that we can give them as a company, not as a financial advisor, but the directions I can point them for learning and guidance so they get the most bang for their buck so they can invest in as well. Like for our company, you are auto opted into a 401k unless you opt out, because most people won't opt into that. They won't even invest. And so this is pushing more and more people into investing. To sum this up, benefits is total fucking bullshit if you're using that for why you stay at your job. You can make money and you can buy all of those benefits. None of that shit is hard. It only looks hard because you don't know anything about it yet. And over the course of starting a business and doing some learning and reading, like, this stuff is exciting. Learning about investing, learning about the different things you can get. Insurance, probably not as exciting, but it's still just a thing that money buys. As simple as you quit your job today. If you have revenues coming in from your other business, you can start paying for that health insurance and you're still good and you're set and you're ready to go. You can cover that. And if you think the number's too big, it's irrelevant. You just have to look at what that number is, the nut of whatever it is you're wanting to pay for, and you just have to factor in and figure out how is the business going to cover that. And I guarantee if you can get enough leads, if you can generate enough traction and revenue, you can cover whatever benefits you want for yourself and for your team as well. Ultimately, what this comes down to is, do you want to bet on somebody else's fucking business? Or would you rather bet on yourself that I'm going to be here, I'm going to show up every day, I'm going to come in and do the hard work, I'm going to come in and try to be an example, I'm going to lead. Before there's anyone to lead, and when it's just me, I'm going to lead myself. I'm going to be a good follower of information, I'm going to learn, I'm going to educate, and then I'm going to grow and I'm going to continue to lead more and more people, so then I can raise all of them up, I can have all those benefits for me, and then I can have those for the rest of my team as well, instead of just thinking, I got to be at this job to get this one fucking thing that is purely based off of, it's just dollars. It equates to the same thing. Benefits, dollars. When you start thinking about it like that and not thinking of this elusive thing, like even if you say pension, a lot of the fucking pensions are going belly up and you think that they're going to be there forever, that's bullshit. They can yank that shit out from under you and you can have zero fucking money a month, but you just don't know it is the problem, because no one is educated on that stuff. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you unknowledgeable. That's not information that's shared. And for one, pensions aren't even a popular thing anymore. That got replaced with a 401k as a plan to be self-funded by the employee themselves. So I've got very derailed here, and it's something I'm very, very passionate about. But ultimately, benefits are something that you can create. Put it on your back. Bet on yourself to create all the benefits that you want for yourself, and then go out and create benefits for your team and all the people around you that you're taking care of.